Dennis Santana was a Twin for 19 days, and now he's a New York Met. He was claimed off of waivers today, Friday, March 17. I didn't even know they were going to put him on waivers. I mean, we kind of thought about this a little while ago when they first signed him, but we're going to talk about it here in this video. I hope you guys enjoy this conversation. Let me know what your thoughts are on Dennis Santana, of course, leaving the Twins to go to the Mets now. And I'll explain why all of this happened here in 1 second. But if you do enjoy this type of content, please leave a comment. I'd love to talk to you guys more about it. But if you like the Twins, if you like baseball, please hit that subscribe button or consider hitting it. Because, like I said, we talk about baseball here every day on this channel. So I'd love for you to be a part of it. All right. Let's talk about Edwin Diaz first, right? He was pitching in the World Baseball Classic. Puerto Rico was playing the Dominican Republic, and they won that game to advance to the quarterfinals of the World Baseball Classic. And during the celebration, he hurt his knee. He needed to be carted off the field. Did not look good. So, first of all, prayers to him, the team, his family, just making sure that he is okay. But from what it looks like, his knee may have gone out or something. I actually don't know what happened to him, but I know he's probably going to need some sort of surgery, and he's going to be out for 2023. So, the Mets are down probably the best, or one of the best closers in the game, best relievers in the game, and they need somebody else. And I don't know how this came to be in terms of like why the Mets targeted Dennis Santana. We can go over his stats. I've done this before, right when Dennis Santana was claimed by the Twins off of the Braves waivers, but the guy is fine. He didn't have a good year last year. Hasn't really had a great career. He's fine. Like I said, he will provide you some sort of relief, but he's no Edwin Diaz, that's for sure. And even in like the 4 or 5 games that he pitched for the Twins, like I said, he was only here for 19 days. He struggled in his first 2 outings, but then did really well in his last 2 or 3 outings. So, like I said, I don't know why the Mets were targeting Santana, but I do know why they picked him of anybody else, if that makes sense. Like, I think there are better pitchers that the Mets could have gone after, but from a Twins perspective, it kind of makes sense why Santana was the first to go. He didn't have a great 2022, hasn't had a great career, we just said that, but like, even in the video when he got claimed off of the Braves waivers, you just knew that like the Twins do not need right-handed pitching in the bullpen. Let's pull up their roster a second. And like I told you before, or in previous videos, they have probably 7, maybe 8 like actual MLB quality starting pitchers. Not just like we're going to call a guy up or we're going to, throw in a guy as our 5th day and, if we win 1 game, we'll be okay. Like, they have probably 5 to 6 guys that will be a 2 or a 3 on any team. And then they have like a couple of guys who would be a good starter, but they just need a little bit more experience, but they would still fit that spot well. You just don't have room for them, right? And that leads into the discussion of 1 of them, 2 of them, maybe 3 of them. It depends if you go with a 6-man or a 5-man rotation, if you start at, you know what I'm saying. They might have to put some of those guys in the bullpen. All of them are right-handed, by the way. Like, the Twins only have 2 left-handed pitchers. They did not need another right-handed pitcher in the bullpen. And like I said, as good as Santana has been in his last 3 starts, like, his numbers just don't lie. He was a negative WAR player last year, had a whip over 1.3. In 58 innings, he had 54 strikeouts, did start 1 game, had 1 save, and a 3-8 record with a 5.22 ERA. Like, that's just not enough, especially with how good the Twins' bullpen really is. Like, I mentioned the previous guys in other videos, but like I said, I can go through them again. Sonny Gray is going to be a starting pitcher. Pablo Lopez, Kenta Maeda, Tyler Mahle, let's see who else. Ober, Varland could be. Paddock is on the IL, so like he's your number 7. I might be missing a guy or 2 in there. Joe Ryan, there's your 8. 8 guys minus Paddock. That's 7 guys. One of them will probably have to go to the bullpen, if not 2. But then that bullpen is still really, really good. Alcala, Duran, they pitched great in the video that I made about the bullpen being a lockdown. Those 2 guys are going to be flamethrowers. You've got Lopez, the other Lopez. He's going to be good, that they pulled from the Orioles at the trade deadline last year. If McGill can figure it out, he's going to be obviously on the roster. They really like him and Cole Sands. I'm not huge on those 2 guys, but they are still part of the roster who are going to get the longer outings, I would say. Moran and Thielbar are the only 2 lefties. There is just no room for another right-handed pitcher, right? You've even got Emilio Pagan and Griffin Jacks, who I didn't just mention. That is an incredible, and it's pretty deep as well, bullpen for the Twins. Santana was always at the end of that list, right? And I believe I said it in that video, he was here as a guy who can step in, but would be the first guy eliminated, cut, released, traded, whatever, when the Twins went out and got somebody else. Now, the positive thing for the Twins is they can make another move, and maybe that move is now going to get a lefty in the bullpen, right? They do have another guy on the roster, Ronnie Henriquez, who was not on the roster a couple of days ago. They just put him on there, and that looks to be all of the moves that they have made, at least on the pitching side of things. He is a righty as well. He's also like 23 years old, 22 years old. Like, that's pretty wild, but that doesn't help them in this sense. So they've made an opening for somebody else, and I think they could go do it. I actually haven't counted all of these roster spots. Like, this is the 40-man roster that I'm looking at right now. There's 9 outfielders, there's 5, 6 infielders, there's 2 catchers, like that, and the rest are pitchers. It doesn't seem like they don't have a lot of room. Like, it looks like this is a full roster, but with the elimination, is that a right word to say? With the release of Santana, I hope they've opened up a spot for a need, and that, again, is a left-handed pitcher. I still don't think Brad Hand has been signed. Like, he might be the best option available, and maybe they can go get him now that they have the room. And finally, the last thing I want to say is, like, Santana did well. I hope he does well, but this is just a stepping stone in the Twins process, right? Like, I think it was pretty clear that he was just going to be here for a little while and then released. But now the Twins have to do something about it, right? Now they actually have to make a corresponding move that makes sense to them. And actually makes sense in putting Santana on waivers. Like, he doesn't have any more options. Maybe that was something I should mention. He doesn't have any more options. So if the intent was to never really have him in the majors and put him in the minors, you can't really do that. And maybe they were hoping that he'd clear waivers and he could go back to AAA or whatever. Santana probably would have just released himself anyway. But I don't know. He gets an opportunity with the Mets now that Diaz goes down. Again, that sucks for Diaz. It sucks for the game of baseball, and we hope that he gets better soon. But he actually should get an opportunity, I believe, with the Mets. They'll still blow the division lead, halfway through the season, but at least he's going to give him a chance, and hopefully he isn't the guy who actually blows it. Well, I don't know if you can hear that, but somebody's car alarm is going out outside, so that's all I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, though. Again, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and we'll see you next time.